I could be president, I suppose, but director of NICE, which is the Nevada Interfaith Coalition for Equality and Inclusion. Hashtag NICE, for sure. I'm here to speak to intersectionality, and I'm here to speak to solidarity of the LGBTQ community and the progressive, welcoming, and affirming spiritual and religious groups and leaders represented by the NICE Coalition, and to offer our support and our love, and to offer a message of peace, knowing full well that we cannot reach peace in these times without protesting against the insidious, systemic, and institutionalized racism that infects our nation. I am here to decry the use of force against peaceful protesters, and specifically to denounce the actions in Washington, D.C. that took place the other day in the street now called Black Lives Matter Plaza. Which leads to the White House in the capital of our great nation. It was then when peaceful protesters were tear gassed, forcefully removed, so that the President of these United States could use religion and the sacred scripture of the Christian faith in particular as a photo op to punctuate hate-mongering and power-mongering and weaponizing religion as an act of blatant discrimination and racism. And it's not acceptable. In the Christian tradition, particularly, this is the season of Pentecost. In the mystical Christian meaning of that season, it is when the Holy Spirit appeared to the apostles. And it was the message that the blood and the sacrifices of humanity are no longer acceptable, that we are here in a golden age, an era of peace to come, and that the gifts of light and of the Spirit will be the only acceptable gifts henceforth. I would like to, if I may, take a few minutes to read a letter that I wrote, or portions of that letter, since the sun is shining and we have good weather, that was sent from the NICE Coalition to the City Council of Reno, to the Reno Human Rights Commission, to the Northern Nevada LGBTQ Leadership Alliance, to the Nevada Interfaith Association, and to the media and openly to the community. If I could ask you to please consider solidarity at this time. We have begun the month of June, observed as Pride Month by the LGBTQ+ community. Pride season is a time recognized popularly as a global period of merriment, punctuated as a global, colorful display, music and dancing in the streets. And at this time, precisely, we take time to remember to see beyond the images of rainbows and unicorns and scantily clad revelers to a far more serious scene, one that jogs the memory and stirs the heart. For on the surface, these celebrations beam with prideful and free-flowing self-expression, we dare not forget that the origins of these celebrations are rooted in pain and suffering, discrimination and violence. Let us remember that Pride began some 50 years ago to observe the Stonewall Riots, the origins of the gay liberation movement when minority transgender activists like Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera stood up to lead the charge. The Stonewall Uprising, as it is also known, was the result of ceaseless harassment, discrimination, and police brutality against our community. That brutality reached a fever pitch at the Stonewall Inn in New York City on June 28, 1969, leading to 6 days of protests and violent clashes with law enforcement. Among the leaders of those impassioned and embattled days and nights were many Black activists and community members without whom the LGBT community would not be able today to celebrate 50+ years of activism, solidarity, and pride. We remember that it was a community together, acting in solidarity and under protest, that provided the hard-won freedom to celebrate. While the struggle for equality for and in the LGBTQ plus community continues, we have been emboldened and inspired by our Black brothers and sisters and our friends and people of color in the movement. Thank you. As a coalition of welcoming and affirming religious congregations, spiritual groups, and religious leaders, NICE advocates for the religious liberty and spiritual freedom of LGBTQ plus people in particular, also of all people who are seeking equal representation as human beings with equal spiritual worth and value. Therefore, we do not tolerate any form of religious persecution or discrimination. And we do not condone the use of religion to harm, hinder, suppress, repress, or oppress any person in search of a spiritual life or connection. And we most adamantly do not condone the misuse of religion for institutional personal gain, or as a tool or a weapon to incite violence, to stir unrest, or to divide people along any lines, be they religious, political, economic, ethnic, racial, sexual, or otherwise. Today, in a time of crisis, now is not the time to feign religious immunity. Now is the time to stand up and speak loudly, to decry all acts or messages, including political ones, that either incite or justify discrimination, anger, or violence. And by so doing, we do not disrespect the separation of church and state. We honor it. The intrinsic worth of every person and of the nation as a whole must be considered sacred and primary above all else. We are on the eve of the anniversary of the Orlando Pulse nightclub massacre on June 12th. The intentional horrific against our Black community. We are in the throes of a pandemic, the likes of which has not been seen for a century, and we are in an economic crisis not experienced since the Great Depression. In consideration of all of this, we stand with conviction, insisting that the nation's leaders be motivated by love first and foremost for the health of our people and the healing of our union in these times of moral distress and indignation. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Black Lives Matter. We love you. We are here to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. All right, you guys. I'm just feeling it. Give me one. Power to the people. Power to the people. Yes. All right. So before I bring up some other voices in this community that I want you to hear, some stories that they're going to share and tell us today, I have two more messages of solidarity. They are here to really show you guys that we are going to be seen and we're going to continue to be heard. This is Ash. So
say it one time with me. God is good. God is good. You guys, I'm an immigrant from the Middle East. I don't deserve to be here. I don't deserve all you guys' time. God, you hear me, right? You hear all of us, right? We got pain, we got anger. Please, God, replace that with love and peace. God, it's time. I know somewhere here, there's the next Rosa Parks sitting. There's the next Dr. Martin Luther King sitting. It's time to rise together. It's time for us to change. God, you lead us. You let us know. If we need legislation, you tell me. If we need to talk to senators, you tell me. Whatever you got, put it in our heart today. Let's do it together. Thank you, guys.
Okay, and then I have one more message in solidarity from Mr. Dale Stockton.
Hi guys, I come to you as a veteran and as a corpsman. And as a veteran and a corpsman, we've never looked down on any of our brothers and said,
hey, we're not going to help each other. We're not going to be part of it. I just wanted to let you guys know that I am the 501c3 owner of Battleborn Veterans, and I'm here to hear you guys. I go up there all the time and fight for not only veterans' rights, but injustices. So please, if you have anything, you see me around town, stop me, talk to me, and let's do this all together. That's all I really have. Thank you, guys.
That's pretty nice to hear, right, you guys? Yes! All right. So, up next, I'm going to be introducing Melissa. She's going to be sharing a little bit more words with us.
Hello. Hello. If I'm completely honest, I have never been more nervous than this moment. Renee Brown is with me now. But I also made a commitment to myself recently that I would show up imperfectly rather than not show up at all. So you're going to breathe with me while I talk and get control of what's happening right now. And we're going to do this together. I'm going to need both hands. All right. So, first, I want to say that I show up imperfectly maybe, and I take feedback if I pronounce something wrong. I'm here to learn. I'm here to listen. And I want to say hello and thank you to LELA and the organizers at Black Lives Matter, Reno, and Sparks for creating this space for us to be present. It's so important to know that we are not alone when we are trying to dismantle a system that lives on us being separate. So, I am Melissa Chancel Harry, and I am a biracial Cambodian American. I am a cisgender, able-bodied, neurotypical, middle-class, feminist woman holding progressive values. I am a native Virginian and a chosen Nevadan. I live on the ancestral lands of the Numa, the Newe, and the Washeshu people. Based on this list that I just gave, I'm a typical representation of the dominant society. And I know I said I was biracial, but I was raised to be white. I am here tonight to ask the white community to do something specific. It's a simple message. We must say something.
Yes.
I am here tonight because until recently, I behaved like a racist.
Yes.
On April 26th, I read an article in the New York Times about a 25-year-old runner in Georgia. It had not hit the news cycle yet. As the story of Ahmaud Arbery gained a following, a tiny voice inside of me that's been growing for years said, "You're responsible." Ahmaud's story made clear that my silence has created space for these men and those men to act with impunity. My silence indicates some level of consent and agreement. Our silence has made us complicit in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, Tony McDade, Breonna Taylor, Micaiah Lee, and all of the others on a list that is far too long. There is a myth that progressives and liberals aren't racist.
Yes.
There is a belief that not racist is a thing you can be. This belief of good or bad, either or, racist, not racist, does not serve us. It's not the human experience. I'm an example of a person holding anti-racist ideas but behaving like a racist because I chose comfort over truth.
Yes.
Our shame is blinding our ability to see what is happening in our board meetings, in our team meetings, and in our policy making.
Yes. Yes.
The either or is a false pretense, and it's not going to fix anything. We need to speak up. We can choose to accept the racism in our past and present, and choose to be anti-racist in our present and future. It is not either or, it's and. There's liberation for us in admitting that we have upheld a system we did not choose. We didn't choose this, and we don't want this to continue. But wanting something does not a reality make. We each must actively pursue being anti-racist.
Yes. Yes.
My father moved to Winchester, Virginia from Cambodia in 1975. We spoke the other day, and he shared with me that he was scared to leave the house because of the climate in my hometown. For the first time in my whole life, we had a conversation about race. Only recently have I been brave enough to ask why the Khmer culture wasn't a part of my family's conversation. He said to me, "There's a saying in Cambodia, if you want to enter the river, follow the stream. I put you in the stream." My father abandoned himself to provide an opportunity for his children because he knew it would get me farther upstream. My father's right, my father's family, my father's loss, in the wake of his grief, he set aside himself to put me farther upstream. And I think he's right. Our parents put us in the stream. We floated in the expectations of goodness, in what was expected in our families and in our schools and in our places of worship. And then in this current of an ordained path of what's acceptable and what's materialistic and the milestones and the successes. And we were carried by this current long enough to start swimming on our own, unable to see that we should have been asking, where are we going? How did we get here? Now we're so busy swimming, achieving, consuming, that we can't see where we're headed, and we don't know where this started. I don't want this anymore, and the answer is, we need to say something. So the freedom of opening our eyes and choosing anti-racism means we commit to fighting racism whenever we see it. This moment in time and the future ahead of us is precious. This is a disease of perfectionism in our culture, and it is wasting our time. Things have to look and sound and be perfect before we're willing to share ourselves, to risk scrutiny. The plague of perfectionism has Insta and Facebook so curated, magazines so doctored, we can't recognize ourselves anymore. And it is keeping us from speaking out. We need to embrace imperfection and reckon that we're going to show up imperfectly. And we need to embrace risk and scrutiny. The Black community needs us. We need us. Nothing changes if nothing changes with us. Yeah. So anything at this point, anything is going to be better than nothing. And it means there's going to be false starts and fumbles and arguments and missed opportunities and inconsistencies and awkward things that are wretched and terrible that you want to run away from. But here's the good news. If that's where it starts, it can't end there.
Yes.
It means there's hope, and it means this time is precious. The bad news is it took us 400 years to get here, so buckle up and get some endurance and get a skin and get ready. The most radical thing you can do is look inside. And I know our society wants us to believe that we have to have all the answers and that if we don't, we have to wait until we do before we can take action. That's not true. We need to reckon that we do not have the answers, that there is more we can say, learn, unlearn, and demand. If the most radical thing we can do is look inside and question the source of our beliefs, then the bravest thing we can do is say something. People are more open to listening than we realize. In this precious moment now, it is the time to speak. It won't be perfect, and it certainly won't be easy. The bravest thing white and white-passing folks can do is say something, and anything is better than nothing. So you need to say something when your friend makes that casual comment. You need to say anything in opposition to that cousin or coworker who makes that racist joke.
Yes.
Just something, anything. And when we say something to our families, we have a direct path to the heart. And when we speak to the heart, we can find a path to the mind.
Yes.
So for all the public and private leaders that are here today or listening or present or watching in whatever space and time this finds you, change starts inside and at the top. So change starts when we stop assuming everything is fine and assume that there is work to do.
Yes.
Change starts when we start the work of being curious instead of waiting for some specific event to prove that white supremacy is present in our halls and in our meetings. Change starts when we say it out loud, explicitly. Black Lives Matter. It is not enough to add your voice to the chorus. It is not enough to just tag on to somebody else's message. You need to use your voice and you need to be explicit. So if we choose to say something now and we choose to be different, we get to pick a different destination than our ancestors. But we have to be bold. We have to be divergent. The youth, they are lighting the way for us. So for those of you out there, keep it up and keep going. For those like me, who are in the middle of their age and holding some of the power, there is another way. And now is the time to talk to your family. Now is the time to shop only with companies that can say out loud that Black Lives Matter. Now is the time to take your business to the Black-owned businesses. Now is the time to ask about your Black-led organizations and ask, what do you need? How can I show up for you? Now is the time to write your elected officials and ask how they're supporting criminal justice reform. Now is the time to call to the Washoe County District Attorney and demand that he release the investigation of Micaiah Lee. Now is the time you can call the Sparks Police Department and demand the body cam footage involving Micaiah Lee be released to his family. Audre Lorde, Nelson Mandela, and Lila Watson have helped me to understand that my liberation is tied to the liberation of others. So if my freedom is tied to the freedom of others, it follows then that if I choose to accept myself and the shame of having once been a racist and commit every moment forward to the pursuit of being anti-racist, I am working to free others. We can do the work to free others. I have long held some beliefs of an anti-racism in my heart and in some of my actions, but I did not do enough, and I did not understand the true presence of white supremacy. That time is over. Reno, are you with me?
Thank you so much for that. Okay, next we have, you guys can take a seat if you'd like. I want everybody to be able to see. Next we have Caprice Young, who is also, I want to say Edie of Queens of Shady, which is also a black, Shades of Queenie, which is all, yeah, Shades of Queenie, y'all can correct me, which is also a black female group, empowerment group here in Reno. So if you're thinking of ways to support, right here.
Thank you, Monique. Thank y'all for sitting down. I'm 5'2", so I'm kind of short.
Let's go, Fred, in real life.
I am here today. I was born and raised in Reno. I've been through the Washoe County school system. I am a 2-time alumni from UNR. I am a activist. Thank you. I am a mother. I am a sister. I'm a daughter. I am a niece. I am all of these things. I am a black woman, and so I'm here today to encourage you all to take a stand. I thank you for being here at this vigil, but I ask, what are you going to do next? How are you going to make change? Are you going to vote? Are you going to get involved? Are you going to join an organization that wants to make something happen? I have 2 things to read today. And I'm not going to apologize anymore. I'm not going to say I am sorry for sounding like a broken record, because it continues to happen. So I am going to sound like a broken record. So 3 years ago,
on behalf of the mass murders of Black men and women that were happening around this time. And I looked back on my notes and I saw that this is still applicable today. So this is what I wrote. I said, "Hi, my name is Caprice Young, and I'm a senior at the University of Nevada, Reno. I was asked to come today to speak on behalf of young adults and what it means when we say Black Lives Matter. I will start out by saying that when we say Black Lives Matter, it doesn't mean that other lives don't matter too. But we are getting killed by a system that just doesn't seem to care. We care, and we want you to acknowledge our humanity. I am here today to tell you that when we say Black Lives Matter, it's movement, but it's been the start of platform. This matter has given us young adults the courage it takes to stand when no one expected us to. Lives Matter gives us a voice. It helps us to feel like we can speak up on an issue and the rest of the people will hear us. Lives Matter has been our team to be involved and to be fired here. It's done where the brutality between our people is not only at an ultimate high, but is being publicized and has never been before. So, adults, we have been given a platform to make change. It is now time for us to use this platform and use it effectively so change can come. And lastly, as I'm a community activist, I'm a board member of the Northern Nevada Black Cultural Awareness Society. I'm the co-founder of Shades of Claiming Women's Empowerment Group. I am a church member. I am a mother. Again, I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a niece. I am an auntie to all of these Black people. But of all of this, I applaud my Black people for getting up every day, for going to work, for being a parent, for supporting one another, because guess what? We are not okay. And I'm okay with telling you that I'm not okay. So when it comes to me getting up and doing my job every day, this is what I have to say. To whom it may concern, I do not have enough with my hand. Every time a Black person, man or woman, is murdered, I experience a mourning, a loss, and heightened anxiety. There's a bereavement category for someone who could have been a Black man or woman I know or am related to. There's not enough sick time allocated for me to recover from the sickness I feel from seeing an image, listening to the screams begging for a life, or hearing that another guilty murderer didn't get convicted, let alone arrested. Paying time off does not suffice for the decades of racism, dehumanizing, emasculating, traumatizing, and degrading injustices done to my people. So, if I seem a little distracted during you, anything to during a conversation or a little on edge, you know why. Please know that a recurring feeling for me, a Black woman. Thank you. Yeah!
Next we have Marcus. He has nonprofit Cops versus Robbers. He's going to talk a little bit about that, and I'll let him go. Test. Here we go.
How y'all doing? Let me tell you, man, being Black is hard. It's a job. It's a 24/7 job. And the reason why I say it's hard is because it is. We're to believe that our lives don't matter. We're told every day that all we can do is have kids and don't take care of them. Black men ain't educated. We go to school. All we do is gangbang and commit crimes. This is what we're bred, especially if we're in one of these inner cities. This is all we bred to hear. And so when people speak up and say, look, man, Black lives do matter, we're not saying forget your lives. What we're saying is, y'all live an American dream. Why can't we? I'm just saying. You know, it's hard to find a kid these days that's not biracial. Every race have had a kid with a race these days. I saw a sign, old lady was 78 years old. She had a sign that said, man, I was protesting this 40 years ago. Why am I still doing it? The most powerful science is in the most simplest things. If you get my hair right here, it's black on the back, but on this side it's white. If you now look, check this out. There's no joke. The most simplest things have a big power meaning. A peppermint patty piece of candy on the outside is black, on the inside is white. If you think about that, man, sometimes people, they don't take time to think about everything that's going on. In our community alone, a lot of these guys up here is music artists, promoters, everything. For years, we raised money to help inner city kids. Give them backpacks so they can go to school with a new backpack, school supplies, and don't feel left out. Yeah. We make sure they get toys every Christmas so they wake up on Christmas morning and have toys. And let me tell you, we've never, because this is mainly black people that's putting this on, we've never ever turned a white kid away. We never ever turned a Hispanic kid away. We never turned an Asian kid away. We go in there, we talk, and we have fun. Every single time. Every single time. We've done this for 9 years. And you know the funny part? We ain't get no state funding. We ain't get no federal grants. All the donated things so we can do that. Y'all may not know what money was going to, but it went to. Now, my friends have to take it up. I'm sorry to take it so far because they not those other people in the world these days, but Reno PD have donated over $200,000 to my charity over 9 years. They have. One thing about me, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sit here and talk down on you if you don't deserve it. That's not what I'm here for. I'm going to keep it real. But I'm a living example that I've been on the side of injustice, where I did 4 years in prison for a robbery I didn't do. But I also been on the side of justice where I was accused of something and I got acquitted. And I didn't pay for a lawyer. I had a pretender. So, I guess they didn't pretend for me at that point because I got acquitted. But what I'm saying is I've seen both sides of the spectrum. So yeah, it is increasingly better that there's officers over and over and over. And the part that's blowing my mind is while it's gone, they still on the news tripping out. They still tripping. They just pushed a 75-year-old white man down and split his head open. They just tased another black man today. They still doing it. You know what I'm saying? They still doing it. It's like they don't care. So here's the thing. This is what I say. This is what I say. We can't sit here and wait for the mayor to get involved. We can't sit here and wait for city councilmen to get involved. Because I'm gonna be real with you, they're not the ones going to the neighborhoods and door to door trying to help this community out. We doing this. Yeah. We doing this. We doing this on our own. So I got a card for y'all. Hold on. So y'all like read too. All right. I want to tell y'all something, a quote that Martin Luther King said. He said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Yeah. Y'all didn't get that. I don't think they got that. I'm going to say that one more again. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience. What that means is, it's easy to sit here and be happy-go-lucky, ha-ha-ha, he, when everything is going good, when everything appears to be calm. But where he stands at times of challenge and controversy, there's a controversy, you know? So are you going to stand up with what's right, or are you going to continue to sit down with what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? That's how, if you don't sit down with what's wrong, stay down there. Let me see. Let me see. That's what I'm talking about, man. So, and look at seeing at the perfect time. Everybody stood up and the scene came out. That's how you know God moves for what's right. God moves what's right. So as I'm getting ready to leave, because it's a little chilly, what I want to see is more of y'all getting involved in the community. Don't come out here to these events, you know what I'm saying, and then go home and forget about it. Don't take 2 steps forward and then just stop, because that's not where it is. This is just the beginning of the work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you ready to eat, when you want to make a cake, you don't put the ingredients in there, mix it in a bowl, and just leave it there and say that's gonna be a cake on its own. Yes. You don't do that. Yes. You sit there, pour it in the pan, put it in the on top of that, so you keep pouring it till that whole job is complete. And so what I'm telling you is, I'm not here to spread hate towards the police. I'm not here to hate towards everybody. Every single person in this person who sees this world, everybody needs to come together as one. And the police need to make sure they do their job without killing innocent people. Innocent black men, out here. Don't use your badge as an excuse to make your own rules and break your own rules. If you gonna tell me I can't get while driving, where you better take seat the way you drive. At the end of the day, one of the big lines in the Bible, one of the greatest lines in the Bible. I ain't no preacher, none, but I believe one of the greatest lines in the Bible. This would sum up everything that's going on. Jesus said, "Treat others how you want to be treated." Yes. Anybody out here who ain't ever did nothing wrong, throw the first stone. If you ain't on those stones, I guess we all the same. God bless y'all. Yes.
Thank you for that. Woo! We're going to have our next speaker. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Greetings, brothers and sisters. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Martin Luther King Jr. said that. Now, we the people of the United States of America, in order to form a more perfect union, we seek equality and justice. Equality and justice. That all men are equal. Equality and justice is not by the color of my skin, but by the content of my character. Equality and justice, that you hold true to that you to protect and serve. All we seek is equality and justice. Now, next question: how did you get here? Well, come, let us commune together. Let's reason together. How did we get here? How did we get here? Well, we eat the bread of adversity and drink the cup of affliction. You mean how did we get here? Where the language of the oppressed and the unheard is rioting? You mean how did we get here? Where pride is glorified and without pity? Now all we're seeking is equality and justice. Now, if I can use the words of the 16th Amendment, y'all know Abe. I know y'all remember good, honest Abe. The great liberal Abraham Lincoln. He said, let's go ahead and quote this. He signed the Emancipation Proclamation. He also took a stand against the powers that be, who decided to come up with a crooked system. Abraham Lincoln said, 4 years and 7 years ago, I'll just say many years ago, there was a system that was put in place. It was an informal system. Now the system wasn't broken because the system created to do
what it was put there to do. It wasn't created for people like you and me. It wasn't created for Angelica Cisneros, my good sister. It wasn't created for Larson Castillo, my brother. It wasn't created for Jeremiah Hall. But this system, this corrupt system, I want y'all to hear me clearly. This system was created for a group of elite people who thought they were superior. Now they thought they were superior, and they tried to retain the wealth and the power. They tried to put their knee on our necks. They saw a corrupt system. They artists. They group the group of people who came up, who is seeking equality and justice. Now I must say, America, we are often taught. Now as we sit at a table of brotherhood, I just want to invite law enforcement to join in with us. We extend our hands to you. We want you to know, just like your lives matter, our lives matter. Just like your just like you're worthy, we're worthy. Just like you demand respect and justice and respect. We want justice for me. Speak to my black brothers and sisters. I need for you to lend me your ear because it's time to hear. I need you to open your heart because it's time to receive. It's time to open your eyes because it's time to see. As we trod upon this territory of difficult times, we must understand we cannot use our freedom to do evil. System. We must have goodness towards our brothers and sisters as we walk on this march. Because we are seeking equality and justice. And Martin Luther King said it best. He says, we must have conduct a show of discipline and dignity. He said, we cannot let our protest into my who is this chick up here? Why can let over my brothers and sisters of faith? How is it God was also persecuted? I was in one who was also insulted. I was in one who also had a crown of thorns placed on his head, who was whipped all night long on the cross. But I come up to the one his spirit is hijacked in the spirit. The spirit of my Savior, he told me to bring a message. We seek equality and justice.
About powerful. All right, so we have some more speakers that are going to come up here and share voices. I wanted to come up real quick and share a couple things with you guys. I just stood in solidarity with 3 different motorcycle gangs on our bridge that are here to protect the city just as much as we are. Yeah. So I implore you again, start that dialogue, y'all. I shook hands with these people. I wanted to hear me and see me. I wanted to hear them, and I wanted to see them. That's where this starts. So I just wanted you guys to hear that today, too. Okay, so we have our next speaker. Thank you guys for sitting, and thank you for staying here and hearing all these voices. It means a lot to all of us. Please stick with us.
What up, Reno? I see a lot of beautiful people out here today. Okay. I see friends new and friends yet to be made. I see former students, probably some future ones too. What's up with you said? Yeah. I see concerned faces. I see angry faces. I see sad faces. I see people who are tired. I see people who are enraged. I see people who are nervous. Know that I see you. I hear you. I feel you. The same impulse to lash out that grips many of your hearts also tears at mine. We must beat anger with understanding, hate with love, unresolved. We must beat corruption with vigilance. White, black, Asian, saying all in this together, and we must remember the spike that makes us and separates us. Now you must stand together in this fight. You've already taken the first step by being your day. You decided to show your support. But more is of you. More is required of you. I'm not here to tell you that this will be easy or quick, because the problems we face are hundreds of years old. The institutions we must change are deeply ingrained into the very fabric of our country. The work is necessary, and it will be hard. It is necessary because of Tamir Rice. It is necessary because of Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Philando Castile, because of the endless lists of others whose lives have been cut short by injustice. It is necessary because when George Floyd lay dying, he wasn't just calling for his mama. He was calling for action. He was calling for help. He was begging for it. And as soon as you heard it, you were drafted. You were served in this fight. This, while he was being slowly suffocated like a zebra in the jaws of a lion on the bed that our ancestors were stolen from, a line was being drawn in time. A demarcation in American history. There's no more sitting on the fence. There are no more excuses. I feel it. Others describe it. This time is different. This time must be different. This is our moment in history, and we must rise to meet it. My fellow millennials, I'm 38 years old and amongst the oldest of you. All of you, we are the largest generation since anytime we stand up and make and crafting the future we want our children to live in. And the country and more convenient. But in this moment, you ask, I'm saying, see, school and health classes in session. Of this country have not had distractions. There are no sports, no vacations and road trips, no going out to the bar. Thanks to this global pandemic, we're here, and we have been repulsed by what we have seen. And with nothing to break our gaze, the ugliness has come out. The things that have festered for too long, we see in this country. We've seen armed white people disrupt state capitals because they were tired of a month of long quarantine. They were met with no resistance from the police. Then we've seen peaceful protesters brought to the streets of the riot gear, tear gas, rubber bullets, and bombs. The hypocrisy has been too much to deny for many of us. And in this power is with people. The power is always with people. We just forget sometimes. It is always true. Look at what has changed in a few weeks of civil unrest. Ideas and concepts once so foreign a few months ago are now being discussed in city council chambers across this nation. The powers that be are making concessions because they know they cannot resist us forever. There's only so much tear gas, so many officers, and so many jails. They cannot stop us all, and they have felt our power. They have felt our small, tiny flex. So the conversation has shifted, but we must fight on, demand more, and be relentless in our pursuit of change. And now that we have all been drafted into this fight and see what must be done, we must ensure that this momentum turns into meaningful, lasting change. The movement has started. We must ensure it's a success. Everyone has a part to play. Everyone can and must act. Now, it will look different for each of us. For some of you, it will simply raise awareness on social media. Some of you will continue protesting in the streets. Some of you will donate silently to causes that fight. Some of you will challenge your family members, your friends, and your neighbors. Some of you will simply educate yourselves and pass on your knowledge to your children. Some will create art that inspires. Some of you will be volunteering, putting in work to change laws and policies. But we must all vote in primaries and local elections to ensure we elect leaders at every level of government that represent all of us. Lord willing, some of you will run for office. Some of you will step into positions of leadership and carry the fight to new fronts. Some of you will speak up in staff and board meetings and make your voices heard where there was once silence. Some of you will join groups and organizations to help provide the infrastructure for the rest of us to fight. You see, this movement will have many lanes. Get in where you fit in and be kind to yourself. Help others who are traveling in the same direction. And when you are tired, step back so others may step up. Just keep your foot on the gas and don't give up. Now, there will be obstacles. There will be setbacks and disagreements. Keep at the work. Listen and be empathetic. Do not give up. When you get tired and discouraged and when you lose faith and all seems lost, you think back to George Floyd laying on that street dying. That cop's expressionless face as he kneeled for almost 9 minutes. And when that anger and rage and sadness and despair rise, you channel them into this movement. Be constructive and tear this system the fuck apart. Piece by piece, policy by policy. Now, we live in a country where much is given to us, but much is also required. And for too long, we have failed to meet our obligations as citizens in this republic. Part of this is by design, but part of this is us resting on our laurels. So, in the words of a man I greatly admire, the great Killer Mike, plot, plan, organize, strategize, and mobilize. Until Black Lives Matter. Until police serve and protect. Until we all have equal protection under the law. Until we have a government by the people, for the people, of the people. Plot, plan, organize, strategize, and mobilize. My name is Sean Michael Richardson. I'm a black man. I am an American, and I am asking you to fight. Thank you.
My name's Edward Coleman, and I have a very simple and direct message for everyone, but especially the police and the policing system. The policing system we live in is unjust, over-militarized, and racist. Yet if you listen to the police, everything is okay, and all they need is reform. I want everyone to understand what I'm about to tell you right now. This next sentence is the most important thing I will say today. And if you don't take anything else from this, you take this. You cannot reform something that is not broken. This system was built to support white supremacy and is one of the last institutional systems of slavery in our country. The policing system is not broken when it allows its officers to murder innocent black people without repercussions. The system is not broken when its officers can escalate a situation, murder someone, and the individual murdered is held to a higher standard of behavior than the trained professional. The system is not broken when police can investigate themselves and return reports of no wrongdoing, and murderers with badges can continue their state-sanctioned terrorism of black and brown communities. The system is not broken, people. The system is working exactly as they intended it. Today, we will pause and mourn those we have lost nationally. Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, and so many more. We'll look locally and honor those we've lost as well. Nico Smith, Mekhi Lee, whose family still has yet to receive comfort or justice from this system of injustice. We must hold them accountable. Tomorrow, we must stand because we cannot allow them to squirm out of accountability by instituting 8 things they could have done already. We cannot allow them to escape scrutiny for our elected officials and accountability to the people they serve. We cannot allow them to continue their heavy-handed responses to the cries of injustice from minority communities. We cannot allow this. We cannot allow those with the most power to determine how they will be held accountable. Tomorrow, we will for a time set aside our grief and answer the age-old question that has echoed through 400 blood-soaked years of our history. When will this end? This will end because we will coordinate with our Asian American family. We will coordinate with our Latino American family. We will coordinate with our Native family. We will coordinate with our white family. We will coordinate with the LGBTQ family. We will coordinate with our Muslim family. And we will give them an answer to that age-worn question. As one people in one united voice, we will answer by saying today. This will end today. When the people have the power, nothing can stand against us. All power to the people.
Okay, so you guys, I'm going to have people going around and passing out candles. We're not going to light them yet, but I'm just going to have you guys pass them in since we're all sitting like this so we can be seen and heard. Why am I making that noise? Okay, so I'm going to be reading a proxy poem. I'm here by proxy for somebody that can't be with us here today. Sharing with permission and on behalf of Shirley Fleming, my friend whose voice is silenced due to incarceration. Another institution inseparable from slavery. Cherie's beautiful poem reminded me, sorry y'all, reminded me that how nuanced, okay, I'm just gonna get to the poem, I can't do it. He's a really, 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 really good person.
Got it, girl. Come on. You got this.
I cannot breathe, but then again, isn't that the plan for me? I, as a black man, sorry guys, will be choked my life. Oh God, here we go. I, as a black man, will be choked my whole life, confined to spaces devoid of light. They are playing generational chess with those with dark faces. We seem to end up in one or two dark places, cemeteries or cell blocks. Either play basketball or rocks. I was an asset to this county. I was an asset to this country when I was picking up its cotton. But when I asked for rights, I became rotten. How can I be called lazy or dim-witted when I did the work you couldn't? Or how you forgot. Black Lives Matter.
Bring it out, sister.
So why are Black lives shattered, left in tatters, as the race is beaten, bruised, and battered? In your eyes, we do not matter. Long looks and hushed voices as they racially chitter-chatter. My grandmother's grandmother was trustworthy enough to raise, bathe, and if need, nurse your offspring. But her bloodline was not earned the right to breathe. We have faced a lifetime of strife and struggle. Either accept our muzzle or look down the barrel of this muzzle. No amount of violence will motivate our silence. Deep down, my race is crying, but still striving, even though your system is conspiring. Catch them, cage them, cut them off at the knees, and if that don't work, kill them. No amount of broken property will amount these fallen people. Protest, riot, civil unrest, what does it take to be considered as equals? I sit in this cage enraged, amazed, and in a daze that they are unfazed. Cherie Fleming is in a class with my sister. She just graduated from Northwestern Law. She's a part of that 2% now. She's a black woman, a part of that 2%. Sharif spends his time seeking a degree in law, and I know he will finish it, and he will be heard no matter what. Incarceration will not make him silent. So, there's a couple of things that I want to share as far as a message about voting, you guys, and what we call the 4 C's, the NAACP 4 C's. That's for COVID, civic engagement, census, and civil rights. COVID-19, I posted this message earlier, but I implore you as you take it upon yourselves to protest and use your voices out in the public. Please, if possible, we highly recommend that you wear a mask and maintain aggressive hygiene. The black community is hit hardest by this invisible enemy, so please do not help it in its spread. Remember to remain physically distant but socially connected. I want you guys to hear that one again. Please. I can't do it, doll. I'm seriously just moved by how many people are here. Civic engagement. With everything going on, there's still an election taking place. I want you all to really hear this one. Your mail-in primary ballot must be postmarked by Tuesday, June 9th, 2020. Please. This Tuesday. That is this Tuesday. So go on from here, y'all, and prepare to lick that postage. Please vote. Voting is not the only part of democracy. It's calling out our politicians and holding them to their promise. We are the people. We urge you to please call your city council members and mayor to advocate for swift bail hearings in the Reno Municipal Court to ensure due process is not violated. Let the Reno and Sparks City Council know that we specifically want oversight for the law enforcement agencies in Northern Nevada and the protection of all of its citizens. Most importantly, get ready to go out and vote for candidates this fall. In regards to the census, have you filled out your census yet? If not, you can. I have resources. I will show you guys the link. But you still can, and you can go and find it yourself without a link. Google is free, y'all. The importance of filling out the census benefits in your community in more ways than you know. It impacts it in more ways than you know. This determines how much money your local schools get. Hear me again, because education is lacking. It is failing us. It can help speed up the resurfacing on a major road and provide stable infrastructure like high-speed internet. If you want a better student-teacher ratio, get counted. Before I go to my next point, that brings me to another point. We have somebody that could not be here with us today, Adrian Kimster. Her family has been great pillars in our community, in the black and brown community. I will share this online, and I will try to share these resources with you guys, but there is a petition on change.org. The school board decided on their third and final meeting they would overturn the decision to name a school after Dolores Beamster, somebody that was a pillar in our community, because it was lobbied. That ain't right. We need representation, and she needs to be seen, and she needs to be heard. Now, on civil rights and those 4 C's from the NAACP. Civil rights has always been a pillar of the NAACP. Get involved. It's your constitutional duty to speak up and vote. Be counted. We request that you please protest peacefully while you are out, spot where your legal observers are in the field, and know you have rights. If you do not know your immediate rights, please go to the ACLU's website. And it's Know Your Rights for Protest Rights. They are here today as well, and they will help you guys as far as looking for that information as well. All right, y'all. Okay, so now that I went ahead and shared my words, I'm going to go ahead and bring up Dr. Norris Dupree. Okay.
Okay, so one more thing actually, because this is very important, and it is a call to action, and I'm not sure if his family is still here, but I do hope they are. And I want you guys to really, you guys heard this mother's cries earlier. You think about your son, you think about your brother, you think about your cousin, it does not matter who they are. And hear this message and take action today from what this young lady's going to share with us.
Oh, she's not say it. Hi, my name is Monique. I just want you all to know, and everyone's kind of talked about Micaiah Lee as they've come up, but with PLAN, the Progressive Leadership Alliance Nevada, they were able to come up with a page. You can find that link on the website for this event, or you can find that link also on the Black Lives Matters page on Facebook as well. But that link on there for Micaiah Lee, it has the phone numbers to the DA's office, and it also has the numbers to Sparks PD. And at the bottom, it also has a fill-out sheet where you can automatically just send an email to them. So this week, I'm asking you all of you, because it takes a lot of us to put pressure, right, on the DA's office. The bare minimum is that his family can see the footage. Bare minimum, right? Let us know what's happening. What happened? So that is what we're asking. I wrote up a script on there. If you're not sure what to say, when you call, if you want to fill in your own words, you are more than welcome. Share all your feelings with them. But please click on those links this week. More than once. More than once. We want to put as much pressure on them as possible. So thank you so much for coming, and I'm going to bring it back up. Sorry, you're going. Thank you. Okay. So we have, I'm going to go ahead and call it. We have two last speakers. You guys, it won't be that long. Thank you for sitting with us. So after these two speakers come up, what we'll be doing also, there is candles going around being passed in. If you don't have them, there's still some around too, so you guys can quietly start to go onto the tables too and find them if you would like. So I'll have my two speakers, and then we'll be closing with a prayer before we enter into our moment of silence.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Deontay. How are you guys doing? Today I come and I'm going to ask you guys one thing. I'm going to ask you guys to do one thing that I do every day. That is to get comfortable to be uncomfortable. Okay? When I say that, you need to get comfortable to use your voice. Get comfortable to know that you can speak and not use violence to get a point across. History just repeats itself, and we are just okay with that. And the cycle just goes on and on and on for one reason. The cycle is not completed because change is not. Sorry. Sorry, walkie-talkie. That cycle is not completed. That's not completed. The energy dies down. That energy dies down because we just get tired of not being heard. Use your voice. Think your voice is like the voice of a giant. You'll be heard like a giant. Repeat yourself until they listen. There's two things I want to point out. The shot that heard around the world sparked the American Revolution. One shot that supposedly everyone heard, right? Everyone heard that. The spark of the Civil War was the last thing that happened that broke the camel's back. George Floyd's death was the shot heard around the world. We are going to fight, not because it's just one life, because it's years and years and years of injustice acts. Not only to black people, but to everyone. I'm going to call this Operation New Path. The new path is we don't have separate paths to go on. We're all individual, but the one path means one community, one world, one love, one voice. The voice of the people. Be a part of the people. It's, it's crazy. I'm 23 years old and I'm giving some words of wisdom on some civil rights, right? If I'm up here telling you, because I keep my mouth out of anything political or anything that I have no wisdom on, but I'm here telling you guys because it's apparent. If I'm sitting here today, 22 years old, thinking I have other things I could be doing, but I'm here speaking because it's right, because this has all my attention. All my attention because we need change. Change starts today. Change starts with you. You cannot change the world until you start changing yourself. If you do not wake up every day a better person, what are you doing? You're just sitting in the past. Sitting in the past. You manifest your own destiny. You manifest your own future. The one goal everybody has is to be happy. Not just content, happy. Be a happy person, have a happy life, happy activities, and do whatever you want to do. Why? Because this is America. We can do that. All of our ancestors died for that reason. And here we are letting people suppress that, letting people tell me that I don't have a voice that's louder than yours, that I cannot speak on things because of the color of my skin. That's out. That's completely unacceptable. It's not going to happen. I will not stop speaking until change happens. I will repeat myself and repeat myself until the cycle of change is completed. The cycle of change that brings us all together because we, the people, need to stand together. Their power in numbers. The united literally will not be divided. The United States of America, we have red, blue. Okay, yes, we have our own beliefs. Why do we have a red? Why do we have a blue? Why do we have Republicans, Democrats? We, the people, it's everyone's voice. Why do we have to be labeled? Labels, that's all that happens. You label someone, and you label them, and now they're labeled for the rest of their life. You label someone wrong for being black, they're labeled that for the rest of their life. You label someone wrong for being gay, they're labeled that for the rest of their life. They have to live with that feeling that you degraded them, and you straight just demonize their humanization. They are humans. Who cares who they're dating? Who cares the color of my skin? Who cares what they do in their life because that's their life? Why is it involve you? Worry about yourself. Everyone's so worried about other people that their lives are terrible. They are not happy. So they tear apart everyone else's happy lives. Stand up. Do not let them tear apart your life. Be happy. Be you. I'm Deontay. I'm not nobody else. And I'm sitting here fighting for not just me, but for the world. Fighting for us as a community that we need change. Everyone is equal. Use your voice. I can't stress this enough. I sat down there Friday night and I sat in front of the National Guard and I protested by myself until 3 other people came. 3 other people that were not black sat with me in front of this huge Humvee with a big gun to their arm and all these National Guard for what? There was no violence all week. And now all of a sudden, we have National Guard. All of a sudden, we have the National Guard snipers on the post office. Yep. We have the snipers on the wild grove and the snipers on the courthouse. For what? This is peaceful. We are peaceful. We are not a threat.
Actually, I kind of do.
If we act like they want us to and be violent, we're playing into their hand. We're playing into what they want. Do you not see that? They're not making up that bricks are being put somewhere. Bricks are just showing up places. They're not just putting that. That's real shit. Okay? Why? because they want us to fight. They want us to be violent. They want us to prove them right that they need us. We do not need them to protect our city. The National Guard is for other reasons. What are they taking our taxes for to be on the street and the roof of our post office? For what? Wasting your time. You can pay to be up there to binocular what? There's nothing happening. Go worry about the world. And another thing, go worry about us and stopping other countries until America is good. You should not fix another country on some belief that you know what's better when your people are suffering. We're so worried about, oh, all lives matter. Yes, all lives matter. Okay, if that's the case, we're so worried about people breaking businesses and stuff. What about the businesses we're blowing up in Iraq? What about that little Afghanistani kid that will never go home to his parents because we shot them because we're in their country trying to fix their country? That is not our business. That is not our business. No one's crying for all those kids that are die every day because why? They're a casualty of war. Well, guess what? The businesses, unfortunately, were a casualty of the start of the war. The start of the war for my civil rights and for your civil rights. Such the fucking suck. The team hurts. So now it's up to you. Do you want a civil war or do you want to end it and change? Do you want another life to just be a casualty of war? No. You don't. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of being sad because my friends, not just my people, my friends, people I met are dying because somebody doesn't know how to react. Somebody doesn't know how to channel their anger with their voice and use words to simply talk and defuse a situation that they use violence. I was one of them. Let me tell you. I used to be an angry person that had nowhere to put my anger. Fights, scarf, you name it. I don't do that anymore. And I pledge that. See, on camera, you see that. I do not fight, and I do not need to use violence to get my point across. My voice is loud. My voice is like a giant. That's right. My voice is like a giant. Use it. You guys wanted to preach about this is America and we got rights. Well, you guys are diminishing our rights to speak and our rights to be the people. We're literally fighting for the same reason but against each other. Why? We the people. You guys that think that we're just all lives think that we don't care about you guys. We care about everyone because we are the people. I can't stress that enough. I'm going to wrap this up and I just hope we all just start the change. All right? Start pressing on and use your voice. Thank you guys.
Okay, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead. I want y'all to hear me. So please push this back if you do not hear me. I'm going to encourage you guys came here in peace. I ask that you leave here in peace. Right? Right? Okay. All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm going to encourage you guys to take your candles home tonight, and I'm going to have you guys light them for yourselves. We're taking, no. So we're going to be coming into our prayer, and then we'll have a closing song by Grace Hayes. After that, we will, we're going to do the prayer, and then I'm going to do the 60 minutes of silence, and then 60 seconds of silence. Whoa! We'll do our prayer, we'll have our moment of silence, and then I will have Grace Hayes come on, and she will be singing as we all exit. I'm asking you all, again, I said, we came here in peace, we leave in what? Peace! Right, so I'm asking you all to leave this direction. Where I'm at, please go out this side. We
we have closed up the streets, and I would like you all to exit this way and make your way around here to make your way out, okay? We came in peace, we leave in peace, right? Okay, so now we'll be having Dr. Norris come and start us off with a prayer. End us with a prayer. Again, do not give in to instigators.
Hello, how are you doing? Well, everybody repeat after me and say peace, 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 peace. Come on, say it louder. Peace, peace, peace. Come on, say it louder. Peace, 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 peace. Come on, say it louder. Peace, 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 peace. My brothers and my sisters, as we close, I want you to remember that the soul of America that we're fighting for, and the soul that we leave behind, will be the soul that our children and their children's children begin to live in. The question is, what will you leave for our children? What legacy, what trademark will you leave this day? Will you have it imprinted in their head that they need a gun for peace? Or will you have it imprinted upon them that they can use their voice and sound the alarm for justice and truth and righteousness? We're fighting for the soul of America. And we have angry black people and angry white people and angry Native Americans and angry Latinos. But I want you to know that if we would unite and we begin to have a voice, that we can take that rage, we can take that pain, and that we can take that hurt, and we can begin to tear down the walls of structural suppression, oppression, and depression. It can be done. It can be done if you have the mind, the attitude, the plan, and the courage to build. You can begin to tear down the wall. It does not start with law enforcement. It starts with us. And the question is, what is in your heart today as you leave here? As we leave here together and we go back home, what is in your heart? Do you have a heart of hatred? Do you have a heart of anger? Do you have a heart of peace? Do you have a heart of empathy? Do you have a heart of understanding? Because it starts in your heart. And the question is, what is in your heart? We're not here by accident. Neither is this coincident. But we are here intentional. Many people have put their lives at risk so they can protest. But if you're not willing to run this marathon, because this is a marathon, it is not a 100-yard dash. This is a marathon. This is for people who's willing to endure until the end. And as the psalmist says, the race is not given to the strong. No, it's not. Neither is it given to the swift, but it's given to those that endure to the end. And the question is, do you have the faith till the end?
there's some things that we want to see changed. Number one, we asking for the Attorney General in the state of Nevada to begin to investigate all law enforcement interaction that are misconduct. We don't want their sister police agencies to investigate, but we want our Attorney General to set up an office and a special cabinet and begin from Las Vegas to Reno to begin to investigate our law enforcement.
That's one step. That's the step. Yeah, exactly.
We need expediency.
Already a few steps.
Expediency with investigation. Expediency with tapes. The tape should be released when something has went wrong. We should not wait 6 months. We should not wait a year. We should not wait a year and a half to see the tape. But we need expediency. We need expediency investigation. And also we need boards of educated people that can also work with law enforcement, that can help with the misconduct of officers. My brothers and sisters, we do have solutions, but the number one solution, it starts in your heart. And as we live here, let's not leave here without examining our heart. Let's not leave here without examining ourselves. When you leave here, do not let this be the last time that you sit with your white brothers or white sisters, or do not let this be the time that you sit with another Latino. But you need to have intentionally, to have courageous conversations, to invite people to your house, to talk to them on the phone, and to listen to their issues with what we call radical empathy. We need radical empathy in this hour. And so as we leave here, and as we leave this place, examine your heart.
That's right.
Examine your heart. Black lives do matter. George Floyd lives do matter. White lives do matter. Yes, people's lives matter. But it's not until you can see through your neighbor's eyes, and until you have empathy for your neighbor. If you don't have empathy, that same empathy for yourself that you have toward your neighbor, that it does not matter that if it's a black child, even if it was a white child, it's wrong, and you need to have that radical passion. So Black Lives Matter mean that they want equal value, equal judgment, and equal righteousness. Yes, we want equal due process under the law because Black Lives Matter. Now, love conquers all.
That's right.
Love conquers all.
That's right. Yes.
Love conquers all.
Yes.
So when you leave here, you leaving in love. We're not bringing up bad words, cuss words. We're not looking down upon law enforcement, but we're leaving out of here with love. Love conquers all. And today, this protest proves that love conquers all. Everybody say love conquers all. Say love conquers all. Love conquers all. Love conquers all. Let us bow our head for prayer. Heavenly Father, we're not here to boast in ourselves, but we're here because we care about our neighbor. We're here because we care about justice.
Yes.
We're here because we care about peace.
Yes.
We're here because we care about tomorrow.
Yes.
And we're caring about our future. And so today in Reno, Nevada, that what happened last week, this this week is the beginning of love that conquers the city. Yes. That there will be no more riots. Amen. That we shall walk in love, and we shall walk in peace, and we shall walk in courage, and we shall walk united as one people. Yes. That says that if they did it to you, he did it to me. Yeah. And if I speak for you, then I'm wrong. We come with a radical justice agenda. We come with a radical love agenda. We come with a radical unity agenda. So today, Father, as we leave this place, just let the fire of love burn our hearts so that we can care about one another, that we can have patience with one another, that we can have empathy with one another, so that we can raise our children up in a better tomorrow. Yeah. Yes. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Amen. Yes. All right, you guys. This is the moment where we take that moment of silence. I would like everybody to take a knee and put your arm in the air. 60 seconds is not long.
Brothers and sisters.
Sorry. I'm just gonna let me circle it.
Okay, you guys, we came in peace, we leave in peace. I would like all of you today to leave, to march in peace out of here, to go home, and to take this message and to spread it.
One love!
Okay. I'm good, man. Good to see you, Kevin.
Hello. I'm just gonna sing. If you want to sing it with me, go ahead. It's "We Shall Overcome," and it's a cappella. If you know it, that's great. If you don't, it's really quick. So it goes.
Dude, is the mayor actually gonna fucking call me?
I thought she was. I thought she was.
I wasn't expecting it. That'd be crazy.
Oh yeah. I gotta get back. Thanks, man. Thank you.
Deep in my heart.
I just want to ask a quick question. So, how do you think today went?
Beautiful. I solidarity with the MC Club over there. I had amazing people in our community helping de-escalate. And we came in peace, even in peace.
So, I know you kind of started the light earlier, and you made a vocal message this time about this. Do you think that will help this time?
Yes. I think the more that we have that dialogue and we honestly hold ourselves as a community accountable for that, we'll absolutely achieve it every single time. One message, one unity, we gotta get on page with the same narrative.
You had mentioned that you went up and spoke to members of a motorcycle gang earlier this evening. How did that go about?
How
did that come about?
I had Josh, Asobi, and a gentleman named Dale Stockton that were helping me coordinate between our crowd. And they're really great people with them. They honestly shook hands and we had a conversation. And they're here for the same reason. They don't believe in police brutality. And that's the same message today. And we're trying to keep that. So it went beautiful. It went good. And I want to start a dialogue. My card, be talking.
What message, and in closing, what message do you have to those at home watching throughout the Reno metropolitan area about this event today and about this movement in general today and the next step forward?
Today is not a event. This is the moment. This is the start of that revolution. You take what happened here today and you put it into every community that you live in. If you're not here, breathe it where you are because we can have this peace.
And again, remind the audience again who you are, ma'am.
My name is LELA GNUSE, and I'm just a member of this community. Here to hear everybody.
Thank you again, and thanks for submitting my questions today. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, ma'am. And I'm going to turn to my colleague here, former senator colleague of Western Nevada, Mr. Bradford Adams. How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
So I know I'm here because you sent an email to our listserv in Carson City, and you tried to organize a group from Carson City. What made you decide to do this today?
Well, I'm no longer enrolled at WNC, and after being appointed to the Diversity and Equity Committee as a member of the Student Council, COVID-19 happened, and we weren't able to get much done. So I saw this as my big opportunity for diversity. So before I deleted my email, I managed to get one last email out to college, informing them of this event and hopefully bringing out some more people from the Carson area, the Minden area, Fallon, bringing them out here.
And how successful were you in that effort?
I didn't get a whole ton of email responses. I got notifications if people had joined the group on Facebook or joined the event. So I think it was about 15, 20.
So I guess the big question I have to ask is...
That's what I know of.
You know of it. Oh, that's fair, that's fair. And I guess the big question is, what do you hope that your fellow former classmates in Carson, down in Carson, take away who came to this or about this movement in general, because Carson's not exactly an ethnically diverse area.
No, it's
not. Or the Carson Valley.
No, the whole Carson Valley is very not ethnically diverse at all. So I'm really hoping that by spreading awareness about this, that people might not see it as a far-off issue, that doesn't affect them, because just because their community isn't ethnically diverse doesn't mean that they shouldn't be thinking about it. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that it's because their community is not ethnically diverse, they should have a heightened scrutiny for this type of issue.
And I guess in closing, what other messages do you have for the public at large of why you're here today, and for the Reno metropolitan area, everyone is watching today, about why you're here and anything at all?
The most important thing is to be active in creating the discussion where there is none, because as we know, silence is unacceptable, but there are communities that actively abide and allow racism within them. I just quit my job for that exact reason.
Really?
And,
you quit your job for that?
My employers wouldn't allow me to wear a Black Power shirt, and they had never once enforced their dress code. So, yeah, I put in my 2 weeks yesterday. And that's in Minden, a very, very predominantly white area. So it's
pretty conservative too.
Very. So it's even more important to be spreading awareness of ethnic diversity and its impact and importance to our culture in an area like that. So I'm hoping that leaves a lasting message with my employer and my coworkers, but for everyone, everybody should be spreading awareness and keeping this conversation active and prevalent within their communities.
I often call you Senator, but I also call you friend. Mr. Adams, pleasure to talk to you again.
Well,
and I have to give you points for bravery in the recent days.
Well, Donnell, it's an honor to be interviewed by you. I'm proud to say I know you. You're out here. You had front row seats to this whole event. You're here. You're a media correspondent, filming and interviewing, and I think that what you're doing here is incredibly impactful and important, and I commend you for it.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming in attendance and I have to give you points for standing on principle. Even I may not. I gotta give you points for standing on principle for what you believe in, because that's hard to do these days.
One last thing I want to say is, if you buy, you can make a shirt, you can make shirts, but if you buy them, make sure you buy them from an organization that has proof that they are actively donating to the cause. You can buy them from NAACP, or you can buy them from blacklivesmatter.com. Go to their store page.
Well, that's a hell of a message. Thanks, man.
Dude.
Thanks, man. Thank you, Bradford.
Can't believe I just got interviewed by the news.
No, that was me. That was it. Yes, you did. Oh, you're live streaming, so I mean, so technically, yes, it's fine. Me.
Well, either way, I'm finding that and I'm sending that to my fucking mom.
I'll send you a link, sir.
Yeah, please.
I will send you a link.
I think we have each other on Facebook.
I'll send it now.
All right, man. See you around down now.
Take care, Brad. All right, so here's City Plaza now. It is cleared out on the west side. Now we have a development on the east side of the west side of Plaza. They have made everyone walk out that side, and this is interesting. Here is I have my credentials on me. There appears to now, I'm gonna venture to say, earlier announcements were wrong. So ACLU folks are on the west side. Yeah, this is going to get a little touchy here. So there are all right. So Andy. So here on the west side of the park, and looks like this is the folks here to protect, I guess. I assume, and this is folks now departing peacefully. Are these the gang? No, the bikers that said they'd be here to protect, or
yeah?
Okay. So wow. Okay. So this is the culmination of the event. Okay, I guess I got a little alerted there. I wasn't sure what to make of this because I've been there the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In the front?
Yeah. Yeah, it's June. It's June. I saw snow. I saw snow flurries.
Do you know their purpose?
Yeah, they're here. I guess my understanding is they're here in support. So they're not. I mean, like to help keep the peace. So yeah, and as far as I know at this point. So I'm going to swing back to the west side. And yeah, there they are here. Yeah. So yeah, that is commitment right there. This is support and commitment here. These are the folks that came to help keep the peace, keeping their word, and that's one of the speakers in the crowd there, thanking the members of the various organizations who came here today to help do that purpose. So that is what it appears like. So don't be alarmed, folks. This is actually okay. This is okay. So I'm going to try to catch up with some folks who are at the event here, and try to get some commentary from those in attendance today. So, hey, Trev.
You got my word.
All right, so here we are at the bridge. I'm going to go back to the tent here and try to. Again, this is the event concluding here. I'm going to walk through the park here a little bit, try to talk to some people. As this apparently is the plaza right now. I'm going to go back to that development back there, because again, that was a notable. Actually, you know what? I am going to go back. Let's. Because I think a lot of folks have left at this stage, and I think it's fair to say a lot of the players have left the stage. So, but this is kind of the route that they were asking people to take, this route to leave the plaza, and it looks like a bulk of everybody abided by this principle, leave this area. So there doesn't seem to be a lot of people here left. And I'm going to go back here to the park here. It looks like, yeah, that's where the action's at right now. So forgive me, guys. I'm going to try, sorry for the bouncing back and forth, but I'm just going to try to go back and follow the action here. Because the event's over. They've got everyone going home. You know, it appears this is the end of this tonight here in downtown City Plaza. So yeah, you got ACLU legal observers in position in support. Yeah, so right now it's just just to put this in perspective, so they have closed streets north of us here. They have Reno police up north in that direction. So basically, okay, someone just fell, that's all. So, so it's just kind of like right now, it's just, I'm kind of being mindful of, hey, how are you? Yes, likewise. A little sore, but I'm okay.
No, good.
Thanks for reaching out. Thanks for reaching out.
No, my pleasure. We at my office, they were like, "Do you know anything?" I was like, "No, I'll find out." So.
Oh well, you know, actually, we do have to talk. Actually, we should talk sometime.
Yeah.
I probably should. Yeah, we should talk. Definitely. I'll text you my number.
Absolutely.
You be safe, okay?
You too.
All right. Hey, Anjanette. Hey, Lucia. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Go ahead. Oh.
I gotta check in my car, my keys.
Take care. Good to see you, Coach.
Yeah, you too.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. Okay. You're a hell of a journalist, you know. You know you're making national waves, you know. You did a fucking good job. You know that, right?
You did too.
No, you did better. You got on it too.
Just glad to see you out here. You're okay.
I'm glad to see you in action. So be proud, all right? And by the way, thanks for saving my life, sir.
Those are tear gas.
You gone. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, man. Sorry about what happened.
That's okay. It's part of the business, and it's part of the. Sorry, I just gotta train my video or something because I'm live streaming. But it's part of the business. It's part of what we do. So I'm glad to have done it for the service of you guys.
Right on, man. Thank you.
So again, I seriously, I owe you.
Oh, Ty, I have photos from that entire you lived in and out. Yeah, I'll get to you guys those soon. Yeah. Good guy, Ty. That was cool.
So you just been with us for a little bit, or you just started?
I submitted those photos and then.
Oh, nice. Well done, man. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, glad to have you on the team. We always, this is Reno team's always welcome to have new joiners. So thank you.
Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome, man.
My name's Isaac. I don't know if I
Don.
did. Yep, I did.
Nevertheless, welcome aboard, though.
Thank you.
Welcome. So I'm live streaming, just to let you guys know. So there's live audio, guys. So heads up. Mr. Gilbert, how are you, sir?
Good to see you, dude.
Good to see you. How are you? Good. Can I ask you a dumb question on
Sure,
record?
sure.
Can I ask, what brings you here today?
Actually, come on, guys. I'm here with a group of guys just honestly to support. There was a rally here. We don't agree with what's happening in Minneapolis any more than anyone else, but we just don't want to see any violence afterwards. We came here to protect y'all, straight up. I mean, we just didn't want to see anybody causing any shit. That's an important message. It doesn't need to be hijacked, you know? And so we came down here as a group of Nevadans and a group of your fellow citizens just to make sure stuff could get sideways.
And do you think that message got done today?
I absolutely do. I think that 90% of the group is always here to be peaceful, but there's bad apples everywhere, just like there's bad cops,
First
bad
Amendment
doctors, and bad everything.
First Amendment gives them the right to protest peacefully, and that's where we came down. It's our city. We want them to protest peacefully, and if anybody messes up their protest, that's why we're here.
Absolutely.
We don't want to see people get hurt.
That and the businesses. Businesses in this community have been through enough, and we just didn't want to see any damage to the businesses. We believe, we've heard some stuff that they're to protect lives, not businesses. And we wanted to come down here and make sure that everyone was protected. Everyone's personal property was protected.
And
we did that.
So, I mean, how long did it take to get you guys all organized to say, like, hey, we got to do this, we got to come out in force?
48 hours.
Wow.
2 hours. 2 days, 3 days most. If we would have had more time, it would have been a much different deal.
That's Nevada. We stick together.
And there's there's Republican, Democrat, Independent. We got our Mexican homies with us. Everyone's here, dude. You know, man, it's just how it is. There's nothing about anything but a peaceful demonstration. And it's done, and hopefully everyone goes home and we go home safe and sound.
Cool.
Get cold out here. We want to go home.
And in closing, what message do you have to those viewers at home who may have watched what happened last weekend here, not far away from here, who watched today's event today, about why you're here and anything in general?
Well, the bottom line is what happened last week should never happen. It should never have been allowed to happen. That's not a protest. That's not a demonstration. That was a riot. That was absolutely unconscionable. Should have never gone down. And anybody watching at home, this is how it's supposed to be done. Come in, you have your protest. You're respected. It's America. You're allowed to do that, but don't break people's shit, start getting violent, and burn things. If you don't do that, it's fine. That's what we're just as simple as that is.
Guys, thank you very much. Mr. Gilbert, as always, thank you again. Thanks, sir. Be safe, sir. And gentlemen, thank you all for submitting and talking to me, and thank you guys for putting yourselves in the line. So thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You too. Be safe. Be well. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. It's Reno. This is Reno. Jerry, nice to meet you, ma'am. It's nice to finally meet you face to face. So, we are live stream. I'm live streaming what's left of this. I feel like I think I covered everything, and I don't know. Like, have you guys heard any rumors or anything else going down here, or are we kind of watching the wrap up and tie up here? I feel like I could have asked another question, but realistically, what could I have asked? Okay, why are you here? What's going to happen? What we did watch is what happened last week. It was a once in a generation event. That is not going to happen ever again. Like it usually only happens like once every 20 years. Sadly.
Cops were caught off guard last night.
Yeah, they were undermanned, caught off guard. That undermanned is actually kind of somewhat true. Not this time. If you can tell, so you're right. You're right. If you look right up there, courthouse.
Garages, I can see silhouettes.
There.
From my house, like in the patio, if you look across from my balcony, you can see them up on top of the court. Oh, you can see them.
Yeah. They're.
They're blacked out.
Yeah, they've got eyes on every access point possible. So, police presence. This is good. This is good. This is good. Good photos. Good stuff. They're reopening a street. Reno is back in business. Reno's back in business, folks. Oh, not bad for a Sunday afternoon. Not bad. Guys, it is good to have strengthened numbers here.
You can call it feet.
Yeah, I think I'm going to concur with that. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, I guess so it is now, the time is now 7:13 in downtown Reno. Traffic appears to be opening up on Virginia Street. It appears that at this hour, Reno is back in normal.
Whatever that means.
Reno's back to normal, relative normal, which means may you continue putting the minimum on 7, yellow 11, 7 and 11, the most common numbers, by the way, on the dice. Rarest of 4. That's why it gets such high numbers. The protest is wrapping. Thank you, guys. You too. How do you think it went? Gotcha. So what's the next step?
Look at our budget. Make data-driven critiques on this information.
So it's only beginning.
30% of our budget goes to policing. 1% goes to community development. Not one person said anything about that. That is the problem.
No one's talking about statistics.
So you're saying it's an action problem. So you're saying this is a political action problem.
I don't want to hear about anyone's feelings. We're past the point of feeling.
We're weak without intelligence. That's what they want from us. They want
Go
us to be
home.
misinformed.
Look at your public information. Compare a teacher's salary to a police officer's salary. A teacher with a master's degree that's been teaching in our county for 7 years makes the same as an entry-level police officer. Nobody said anything about that.
$45,000.
People only will respond to data-driven information. This is a group of people that agree. You can't be in an echo chamber with a group of people that agree with you and expect anything to change. You need to talk to these people that are sitting at home right now and show them things that they respond to, which are facts and numbers.
That's what they want.
We're 8th in the nation in police killings. We need to
Who's number 1?
Numbers make people go, oh, that's a problem. I paid for that. We paid for that. I listened to the last 2 city council meetings, and they were appalling. And there were not many public comments on the last one on Thursday, and they just passed the gentrification of like 4 different land plots.
They want
Any
us to
public
forget.
comment? Nope. Next. Any public comment? Nope. Next. Somebody else said, what about would this affect lower income neighborhoods? Somebody said, nah, doesn't really matter. Next. And it's just happening beneath our eyes, and we're not doing it.
So
pay attention to your local government.
So if I'm summing up what you're saying here, and this is kind of perfect, you're summing us up right at the end of something like this. As everybody's been talking about, let's talk about peace, talking about harmony. You're talking about action. You're talking about
action. You can go vote, but
data,
if you don't know who you're
information,
voting for, it doesn't matter.
policy.
You gotta vote for every Democrat.
And
it doesn't matter. Amy Klobuchar is a Democrat.
Without information, we're all in danger. That's it. Like, without information in general, we're all in danger. If we don't go to city council and let them know what they're doing is wrong, they will assume that we are complicit, and that's not okay.
And we're stupid.
We're not complicit. We are smart, we are intelligent, and we deserve to demand a better city and a better community for our people. That's what we deserve.
There are clear numbers about it.
We deserve a community for our people, for us, to feel safe, to feel loved, to feel welcomed. And we will not get that unless we are going to city council. We won't get that unless we tell them, hey, no, that's not okay. This is what needs to happen. We're not going to get that unless we open our mouths, because closed mouths have never gotten fed, and we will all starve if we wait around waiting for them to feed us.
Well,
not
I
okay.
understand, like, everybody's really sad, but, like, we can't just keep showing up and being sad and talking about these anecdotal things. Nobody that's voting, that's really going to these meetings, that's owning property, that owns businesses, they don't care. You know why the businesses are mad that they got looted? Because they shouldn't have been open in the first place. Because you should be sitting at home collecting unemployment because we're in the middle of a pandemic and it's not safe to go to work anyway. Those people want you to come to work so they can go to the lake all summer. Your boss doesn't care about you. Global capitalism is the problem.
Fuck the government! Fuck
Fuck the government! Alright, have a good one, guys.
You too. And you guys are locals, I take it, right?
I grew up here. I've been the back end of racist jokes.
Yeah, organization means organized, and it doesn't mean emotions. Like, we get it. Everyone's sad. Everyone's had terrible police interactions. Numbers. Get over it. Let's talk about, like, adult things. Fuck the police only goes so far.
If we want a better government, we're gonna have to build it ourselves because they obviously are very happy with what they've created.
Do something. I'm a teacher. I'm tired. Like, I'm just gonna teach kids with the no budget that we have to teach kids in. I have kids, I teach music and they're banging on plastic buckets and these motherfuckers have fucking riot gear.
Like thousands of dollars worth of it.
Every kid should have a piano with that budget.
There.
The Washington County schools for 2021 will be going into the school year with a $4 million deficit and the police will have $1 million surplus increase in their budget. Did anyone say anything about that? No.
Because they didn't know.
More feelings than feelings.
Because they simply didn't know.
I'm mad that nobody does any research. I'm mad that everybody didn't do any research.
If it, I don't want to put you on the. I don't want to put you at risk. No, not risk. But I don't want to put you on a hot seat. But do you mind telling me your name, ma'am?
My name's Lily.
Lily?
I'm Miranda.
And you guys are locals. You're from here, and obviously you care.
Mother. My kid doesn't go to school in this school district because I want him to have a good education.
My first experience of this city as an adult was homelessness. So I just have to let everybody know that they're not looking out for anybody, whether, whatever color,
and there's plenty of things. How much is one of those beds cost?
They don't care.
What about all these homeless people? What is going on with all of this stuff? What's new with this?
And black people ain't looting the Patagonia, okay? We don't want any burlap sweaters, okay? Go get your burlap sweaters and leave us alone. For real. Fucking Patagonia. You don't care about your swimming pool.
I appreciate your input, guys, and thank you very much. You're welcome, guys. I think that's a good place to wrap. That ends our live stream here in downtown Reno. Thanks and thanks for watching, guys. Good night and be safe.